Herb Jones is returning to the New Orleans Pelicans on a pretty nice 4-year, $54 million deal for a guy that came into the league as a second-round pick in the 2021 draft. You know, Herb can pretty much thank Zion Williamson for helping him get this deal. Because Zion's been unavailable for the Pelicans a lot of his tenure there, Herb's been able to come in and start 135 of 144 games that he's played with the Pelicans. He's shooting about 33% from the three-point line, and he continues to show flashes. And he's also one of the league's best young defenders. So for the Pelicans, a team that's trying to figure out what direction do they go in, a lot of injury concerns with some of their key forwards, they lock up a guy in Herb Jones that's most likely going to get a lot of minutes because their big dudes miss a lot of time. Now, this is what you call a first-day free agency shocker. Bruce Brown took the bag from the Indiana Pacers, a 2-year, $45 million deal for the newly crowned NBA champion. That is a huge blow to the Denver Nuggets. The reality is they just ran out of money. They can't pay everybody. Bruce was a guy that had some rumors out there that he could potentially be a Laker. Other top-tier teams will want his services around $12 to $15 million a clip. But clearly you see there was more money out there for Bruce. Go get the money. Over $20 million a year for a guy that had only made $15 million in his career total. Bruce Brown gets the bag with the Indiana Pacers. Jeremy Grant with the re-up, a new 5-year, $160 million deal with the Portland Trail Blazers for the Clutch Sports client. You won't hear me say this much this offseason, but this will be the first time I say this is a bad deal for the Portland Trail Blazers. They have a lot of question marks surrounding their franchise right now. Number one being the future of Damian Lillard. And I like Jeremy Grant. He got off to a really good start last year. But to me, he feels like a fourth option on a contending team, giving him over $30 million a pop. I mean, presumably you could trade him in the future, but not year one of this deal. I think this is a very bad deal for the Blazers, who give a lot of money to a guy that I don't believe can be a 1, 2, or 3 on a championship contending team. Shout out to Jeremy, though. He got the big bag. The Boston Celtics are giving their newly acquired big Kristaps Porzingis a new 2-year, $60 million extension. I think this is a big deal for Boston because to me, it shows you that they're kind of shifting gears in their ideologies at the top of their organization. The Celtics have been one of the 4 or 5 teams that you know to be a contender in the NBA over the last few years. But what have they been? They've been a team that has 2 really great players and a lot of really good players. You give Porzingis $30 million a year, you're running out of money. Jaylen Brown's going to want nearly $300 million in a new deal this offseason, most likely. Tatum around that number next offseason. Giving Porzingis $30 million a clip pretty much lets you know they are shifting from a team that had 2 great players and a lot of good players to a team that's going to have 3 great talents. And it's just going to be finding guys at the bare minimum to round this roster out because they're running out of cap. Welcome to NBA offseason 2023. You're in great hands with Hoops FERRO. There's no network behind me. There's no budget behind me. Just straight grind and hoops talk. If you don't want to miss a beat this offseason from trades, free agent signings, and draft talk, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let's run these numbers up. It's free $99 to show me that you support the grind. Let's go.